Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Monday, 15th of April. In this update, the Middle East is in uncharted territory as Iran-Israel relations go from bad to worse. Iran has launched more than 200 drones and missiles in retaliation to the Israeli attack on its embassy in Syria. The vast majority was shot down by Israeli and US troops. The UN Security Council will convene this morning for an emergency meeting. It was the first time Iran has targeted Israel on its own soil. The BBC's Hugo is in Israel and says there's not yet an indication of how the country will respond.
There is the fear here that any kind of Israeli retaliation after this attack could lead to another escalation in the crisis here.
Efforts are underway from Australian police to get to the bottom of a deadly stabbing spree at a Sydney shopping centre. 6 people were killed and 12 were critically injured by 40-year-old Queensland man Joel Couchy at Westfield Bondi Junction on Saturday. He was shot by an officer at the scene. New South Wales Police Commissioner Karen Webb says the investigation is complex and will take time.
This is not only a mass murder, it's also a critical incident investigation where an officer has discharged their firearm.
And Queensland Police Assistant Commissioner Roger Lowe says they're working with the Couchy family to uncover more details about the offender. He says Couchy last contacted his family in March.
There's been limited contact with his family in terms of phone calls or texts. He would periodically text his mother with an update to where he was.
The government is eyeing up the Southeast Asian region for untapped potential and lucrative possibilities. Prime Minister Christopher Luxon is leading a 24-person business delegation to Singapore, Thailand and the Philippines. Massey University's senior fellow John Battersby says we've underinvested in these relationships since the 1990s.
We've possibly woken up now, given that we're dealing with a bigger geostrategic challenge between China and the US.
Battersby says there are excellent opportunities for trading and tourism to be realised with a number of these nations. New research shows an overwhelming number of New Zealanders want banks to offer fraud protection. The Horizon Research study has found 68% believe the government should regulate banks to ensure they offer protection to customers. Horizon Research Principal Graham Coleman says there was also a change in public sentiment towards digital IDs. He says now people want the government to develop a national identity system, which many New Zealanders didn't like the idea of a number of years ago. In sport, this year's Green Jacket recipient is poised to get decided at Golf's Masters. Central Pulse defender Paris Mason remains cautious of the ANZ Premiership's new rules after 3 players were sent off for a 2-minute spell in the opening 2 games of the competition. Liverpool and Arsenal's Premier League football seasons have suffered setbacks with respective losses to Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. And finally, Blues loose forward Cameron Suafoa has revealed he was diagnosed with cancer in November and has undergone treatment. I'm Nivareti Manu. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.